Hi, Housekeep Pups. This week we're going to take a look at writing poetry. And our standards that we're going to use this week, 3W, 3B, use dialogue and descriptions of actions, thoughts, and feelings to develop experiences and events to show the response of characters to situations through stories, dramas, and poems. Using terms such as chapter, scene, and stanza. Now that's a mouthful, so Mrs. Faulkner shortened it. And I came up with, I can use dialogue and descriptions to write a poem with actions, thoughts, and feelings, using terms such as chapter, scene, and stanza. They're all different types of poems. Acrostic, cinquain, couplets, diamante, and haiku. Today, we're going to take a look at couplets. But no matter what type of poem you write, there are lots of different vocabulary words that you're going to hear. The word verse is a one line of a poem. Stanza, they're lines grouped together like a paragraph. A line break is when the text ends. And then you have the rhythm of the beat of the poem. That's the rhythm. A pattern in stressed or unstressed syllable goes along with the rhythm. And of course, if you have a rhyme, those are the words that sound the same, and they're often found at the end of lines. That helps aid with the rhythm and the meter. I found a great short little video clip of poetry that I want you to listen to.
What is poetry? Poetry is a piece of writing written by an author called a poet. But what is the purpose of poetry? A poem is written using rhythm, rhyme, and other artistic language to show feelings and emotions. It's often short, but some poets write long poems too. Rhythm and rhyme are a part of many poems. Rhythm is the beat or sound pattern of a poem. Lots of poets use repetition and similar word sounds to create the beat or rhythm. Here's an example. A candy bar, a piece of cake, a lollipop, a chocolate shake. Many poems that have rhythm also have rhyme. Rhyme is having the same sound at the end of two or more words, like bike, hike, and rad, dad. Our poem from earlier has rhyme with the words cake and shake, and it makes me feel hungry. Another common element of poetry is alliteration. Alliteration is when the consonant sound is repeated at the beginning of words. Like Tracy the tiger made a terrifying sound. There are many types of poems that poets write. Some common poems are acrostic, couplet, haiku, limerick, narrative, free verse, humorous, and lyrical. A narrative poem tells a story. There are characters, problems, solutions, and a beginning, middle, and end. Free verse poetry doesn't follow a pattern. You won't see rhythm or rhyme in these poems. Humorous poems are funny, silly, and make us laugh. Lyrical poems express feelings and emotions. They're sometimes sing-songy with their rhythm. Let's look at an example. I have a little frog. His name is Tiny Tim. I put him in the bathtub to see if he could swim. He drank up all the water and gobbled up the soap. And when he tried to talk, he had a bubble in his throat. Let's look for some poetry elements in this humorous poem. Here we see rhyme, rhythm, alliteration, and a character. We know that a poem is written by a poet using rhythm, rhyme, and other artistic language to show feelings and emotions. Poems are usually short, but they can be long too. Listen for descriptions and decide how the poem makes you feel. It could be silly, or sad, or even glad.
All right, so from our video, we just learned that writing poetry is a way of sharing what we're thinking or how we feel. Poems can be short or long. Some poems can rhyme, others do not. Like music, poems have a rhythm or a beat. Rhythm is a pattern of beats and sound. All right, Husky Pups, put your hand on your heart and see if you can feel da-dum, da-dum. That's your heart beating. That's your rhythm. We're going to take that and we're going to write couplets. And a couplet has a rhyming rhythm. You'll need a notebook and a pen today or a pencil. The first poem that you ever heard might have been a nursery rhyme. Nursery rhymes are short poems. They often tell a story. Here are some lines from Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. So a couplet is a two-line poem where the two lines rhyme. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the last two words need to rhyme. Here's some more. It's hard to see a butterfly as it flies across the night sky. I made a biscuit one by one. I'm waiting for the bell. They're done. Lightning, thunder all around. So much rain falls to the ground. The ending words in each line rhymes. That is a couplet. We're going to take what we've just learned about rhyming words at the end of a line, and we're going to write our own couplet poem. We're going to use the subject of our mothers, grandmothers, aunts, or a special person because the theme this week is Mother's Day, which is this Sunday coming. These are couplet sentence starters. They're not rhyming yet. That will be our job. My blank has a great big smile. So the next sentence that I would need to write, the next line in my poem, would be rhyming with the word smile. She has a heart of gold. I love it when she blanks. I love the time she spends with me. She teaches me to blank each day. My blank is so special to me. My blank is so very sweet. She even helps me with blank. I'm so lucky to have a blank like mine. So you need to come up with the person that you're going to write about. That's the subject. That's the noun that you're going to write about. I chose 3 sentence couplet line starters. They are, my blank has a great big smile. I love the time she spends with me. She teaches me to blank each day. Well, I chose my mother to write about, and then I also selected read each day. So from there, what you'll need to do is write down that sentence, that line from the poem, and then come over and do a quick little graphic organizer. I put mom in the middle, and then I drew a circle, and then I said, well, I need to think of a worm that rhymes with smile, and I came up with pile and while. And then I said, I love the time she spends with me. I need to come up with tree and bee. She teaches me to read each day, but you could have something different. So I needed to find a word that rhymed or more that rhymes with day. And I came up with play and say. So now from our words, you need to come up with your second line of your poem. And this is what I came up with. My mom has a great big smile when my clothes are in a pile. I love the time she spends with me. We run and skip and climb our tree. Here's the rhyming words. She teaches me to read each day. When I'm done, we can play. So a couplet poem must have the rhyming words right underneath of each other. All right, these are the ones that I selected, that I chose. But remember, each one of these is its own sentence couplet starter. You could use all of them, or you could pick 3 different ones, or you could use the starter that I selected. But you must come up with your own second line in your poem. All right, so today's writing assignment is you're going to write a couplet poem about your mother, grandmother, aunt, or someone you care about. Select 4 of the poem starter sentences from the list. Now, why it's several, but you select 4. Then you're going to make a graphic organizer or a list to brainstorm the rhyming words. You could do it like I did it, or you could just make columns. Write your sentence with the rhyming word. Then create your couplet poem for your mom, grandmother, aunt, or someone special. Start off with your lined paper. Once you get your finished piece written, then you can rewrite it on fancier paper or construction paper or something that would make it a little more finished. Remember to upload it. The reading and writing, again, standards will go together this week. They are W 3.5b and RL 3.5. Both standards are going to be referring to writing a poem, reading poems. Think about those content vocabulary words, stanza, line, verse. Whether you're reading a poem or writing a poem. We can't wait to see your finished Mother's Day or aunt or grandmother poem. We look forward to seeing those poems uploaded, and have a great day, boys and girls.